out not to be. We got to have data and research to support that as well, especially. And that's why it's important to go in this way.
So really what you're talking about is a form of paradigm shift. And
Possibly.
No, a form of, I just said form of. So by getting ready for that paradigm shift, if possibly, right, we have to resource it. That's the bottom line. So I always have to go to the boss over here, Carol, will you Madam Chair? We've had this discussion for the past year, Carol and I have, about resourcing committees, and we tried to be very polite about it with the Trail Committee, and I think we worked it through. But this is a different animal. We talked about the idea of having people assigned to tasks, right? And we've had models in the past, and I won't get into that, but I think it's very much a resourcing. This is the person who's in charge of our files. So who she has on her staff to help this committee out is really, and is it in the budget? And these are answers we need to know right from the start, because you know, I mean, I'm looking right at it, I apologize, but we've talked this through a few times, so could you give us a little direction in terms of that?
I think staffing is really, really important to this committee, huge time, because you're going to have an enormous amount of data, and somebody needs to quantify it, put it into some form of something for the committee to look at in bite-sized pieces. Otherwise, it will be overwhelming. You also need somebody to sort of channel it a wee bit. So it will take significant time from somebody. Initially, yes, absolutely. And the other thing is, too, just going to a meeting, it takes an enormous amount of information to be put together in some kind of a logical format so that your meetings flow and achieve something at the end of it. And just so you're huge. It'll be huge at the beginning. We don't currently have anyone on staff that has a huge block of time. We can certainly rejig a few people. We were a little late.
Further to that, what would your best expertise and recommendation be in terms of how we should handle it?
I wouldn't mind having a little bit of time to kind of put something together.
I mean, I think that's critical. We have to have the staff resources. We're doing budget right now. We may have to look at, like if we're looking at the economic development business unit, there isn't a lot there. So if this is something we're doing, then we have to rejig the whole administrative apportionment piece, or we have to look at how some other aspect of the business operation is going to be funded. So I mean that's a critical piece, because it's the staff that are going to be the glue that are going to hold this thing together under the leadership of our two counselors here. Elizabeth?
Just thinking about the people that we select for this committee and how we can address perhaps support staff, a supportive individual for the staff. Maybe we could specifically pick one person who has some secretarial type experience or some kind of a go-getter type of person who would come in, help to photocopy things, help to assimilate things, maybe to do typing things. I don't know if that would be helpful or not to the staff, and reduce the workload. Just
a volunteer.
One of the committee members would be selected with that in mind.
I think these are questions that need to be answered later on. Keeping in mind our strategic plan identified that economic development is our number one priority throughout, and the budget process should be over by the middle of March, God willing. So I say that if we start coming up with who's going to be on the ad hoc, and we start looking for people now for March, by that point we should have a better idea of what we need for staffing. I like the idea of the volunteer, however, it puts a heck of a lot of strain and they don't have all the access to the resources they may require. Whether or not we even look for a temp, I think that's a bit much. We're looking at budget again. It's all about budget, right? It's all about dollars. But we've got to put some money in to be able to come up with a good question. So.
Nothing further to Elizabeth's point. I think that's exactly, we're going to be using that type of strategy through the process, because staff has to keep it So I think those opportunities will come, but I think I'd like to make a motion, if it's possible. Sure, who would make it? I'd like to make a motion that we direct Carol to come up with a staff report about the needs for budgeting purposes for resourcing this committee currently.
May I make a friendly amendment? All options including the possibility of getting somebody temporary.
Sure.
through from
Sure.
the business.
That'd be great.
That might be
That's a
good.
big nail in the head right now. but-
Do we have a seconder for that? Ruth? Any more discussion? Good.
Well, so in anticipation of the report, you want to put a timeline on the report? Ask Carol what she's looking at in terms of presenting this report, because I don't think you want to go with your ad hoc advertisement before you get this report, do you?
No, well, yeah,
we
well,
do.
here's the thing, yeah, when we're talking about staff and who's gonna be doing the typing, that's something that we'll be able to work out one way or the other. We'll be able to build a bridge as we're walking on it, as you say, for this one, for that. It's something we has to be addressed, but it's not something that's gonna stop the entire project simply because we haven't answered that particular question. What needs to be in place is a structure, a structure of what we're gonna have for an ad hoc committee. And obviously, there's gonna be some staff resources involved. That can be answered specifically how that's gonna be later on. For people to be able to apply, or for us to be able to identify members who are gonna really help out for this economic development ad hoc committee, they don't need to know who's gonna be doing the typing at this point.
No.
Oh, no, and I hate to say that, I'm sorry, I'm trivializing that, for staff resources.
Yeah, it's not just,
No, it's not
But
just
it's not
typing,
just
it's
typing.
massive,
Okay.
it's massive, this
yeah,
is
it
it.
is massive, a lot of research.
It's research, it's gonna be, yeah,
I think,
quite big.
I think we can put an ad in the paper. It takes Carol, there's at least a week before she can even put it into the paper, because the deadlines are done now. So by the time that's done, I mean, she's gonna need time to figure out what she feels an appropriate budget will be. And I guess you'll have to make an adjustment to the budget at that point, is that correct, Carol?
I will make a report and make recommendations to council as to what we
Okay.
like to do.
And so, I mean, people send in resumes for 3 or 4 weeks, so if it's in the paper for a couple of weeks, we're not gonna be doing anything with the people until they're all gathered in anyhow. And hopefully all of us will know someone that we can encourage to put a resume in too. So, yes,
Let me just make a suggestion. We advertised the ad hoc in March, got it up and running in what, July of the same year, which was in of itself incredible. But we had a lot of people saying, what's going on, what's happening? This is something that I think you want to hit the road running with this. I think when people are showing interest, you want to be able to move with it. So I think before you advertise, you better have timelines so it doesn't get lost in the 5-6 month vortex of administrative or bureaucraties, and people going, well, I haven't heard, I don't know what's going on. You don't want to go there. So maybe we really have to think about tight timelines. You've got snowbirds coming back in another month or two. Spring renewal, everything pops up in spring.
Is that right?
I think it's,
go ahead, Gus.
I think we have to also get this report back, find out what we're advertising for, and make sure that it's in order. We're halfway through February to think that we're having resumes coming back in March. First or second week of March to advertise, have them go back in April, because as you said, people are away, people that may want to be involved with this.
You want
You
this
want
meeting.
some of those people, so
We waited this long.
We waited this long, we can wait a couple more months ago.
Another month.
Just have a timeline.
well, we gotta go through the
Well,
budget.
Timeline.
Personally, I would like to have it up and running at least by mid-April.